Okay, you're good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I think some slides. Just step out of the way. All right. All right, can you see that? Awesome. All right, so what I wanted to share about tonight, guys, in all honesty, came from, I want to do a quick little plug to podcast. And podcasts have been my go-to lately for personal development. On my drive to and from work every single day, I do not listen to music anymore. I listen to podcasts. And I think that has just helped me tremendously with, some mindset, with some just knowledge. There's a lot of coaches out there that do podcasts. So gentle plug, like this is where some of the things that I was just listening to and put it together because I thought it was a lot of good information. So what I wanted to talk about was how to, and also we're going to start out with how not to become a six-figure earner in this business. But also I put it down there at the bottom, like if six figures are not your goal or seven figures, like that is perfect. That is you and your goal. So with these tips, they can help you reach whatever, financial, family, business, whatever goal that you're wanting to achieve. I think these tips will help any aspect. So I'm going to jump right in. And the first thing that I want to get started with is going into a lot of the mindset part of this, because I think so much about what I'm going to share about and just, this business in general. I have been struggling because of my mindset lately. And I see that is when my mindset is off, like my business and everything else is off as well. So, as we go into this call, I want our mindsets to be that there is no plan B. And I think that's so easy, especially, I'm a teacher. I have another full-time income. If the physical therapist, like you have another full-time income, whatever it is, sometimes it's easier for us to just go into it and say, I'm going to give it so many months and then I'll see how I'm doing. And you've got to get out of that mindset. You've got to have the figure it out, I'm willing to do whatever it takes kind of mindset to make this work. So I don't even want, like, this is plan A, this is what we're doing. Like, there is no plan B. And with that, you've got to first have a vision. You've got to have a vision for where you're going 1 month from now, 5 months from now, 10 years from now. You have to have a vision in all of those aspects. And you've got to start small. And I think that's so imperative as we start businesses or as we really start to grow our teams, that we need to set those small goals. Because, as I'm teaching my second graders, like, I'm not jumping right into adding and subtracting within 1,000. No, we've got to start small and we've got to build upon that. And that's when they grow so much. And it's so much with like our business as well. Start with those small goals. Maybe your first goal is to get your products paid for each month. And that's a good goal to start with. Maybe your goal is to get on that PV and TV volume board that we have each week. That's a great goal to start with, as well. But the change, and when you start to work towards that six-figure income, that is going to change once you hit those goals and you begin to push even harder. So yeah, I was on the 50 PV volume last week, but you know what? I'm going to have 700 this week. There's no longer, I'm hitting 500. Like I'm stepping the game up, and, I'm trying to get more PV, because we all know that PV equals the volume. So how can I make those goals bigger? And that's how I wanted to start out. And I am going to jump right into things that will not get you to that six-figure income or whatever goal that you're wanting to achieve. And the first thing is doing the minimum. And, it's so easy too with that plan B personality to just do the minimum. So let's say our business is perfect. So Success Club, for the minimum, I'm going to, change 3 lives every single month. And guys, that is a great goal to have. I love the Success Club system. I love our rewards that we get for, hitting Success Club, all of that, because, for our businesses to be growing, we have to be finding those new people. But that first month, maybe your first 3 months, you're hitting Success Club and you get Success Starter. Let's say that. The next month, it becomes a mindset thing that it's like, how can I step my game up now? How can I help change more lives? No longer am I shooting for 6. I'm going to step my game up, and, this month I'm going to shoot for 10. And, getting that 10 mark and changing 5 lives. And then maybe it's, I'm going to hit Success Club 20. I'm pushing, I'm going to grow. I'm pushing for 20. You've got to continue to bring new people into your business, because you have to create those success stories. Guys, if you were to hit Success Club 50 with 25 new people, the reality is those 25 people are not all going to stick around. Okay. They are not. Some of them might not even start in all reality, right? So we have to continue to create those success stories. And by creating those, we have to find new people to help. We have to find new challengers out there. We have to find new coaches. Okay. We're constantly getting new growth month after month with that, finding those new people. And as you start to do that, nobody told me this. No one said to, hitting Success Club. I was told hit Success Club. Well, I can do that. But there comes a point where you've got to raise your own bar and stop doing the minimum and step your game up and say, you know what, I can hit Success Club. I can change 1 life. Well, I'm going to raise my own bar, and I'm going to step my game up. So the first thing, guys, that's not going to get us to 6 figures or any goal that you have in this business is doing the minimum. And number 2, this one I love, and I'm really excited to share about. Number 2, that's not going to get us to 6 figures, is having a 1 foot in and a 1 foot out type of mentality when it comes to this business. And it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier about, having a plan B. Guys, you've got to say to yourself with this business that there is no other option, okay? I want you to think about if you were backed into a corner, or if you were put up against a fire, or for you moms out there, like if your children were in a house and it was fire or something, there would be no other option. You are running through that fire and you are going to get them no matter what it takes. You have to have that mentality and that urgency in your business to get to the places that you want to go, to get to that freedom goal, whatever that freedom goal is for you, okay? And there's not going to ever be a perfect time where maybe you're saying, well, life is crazy right now. I've got this going on and this going on. Okay, you're having a 1 foot in and a 1 foot out mentality. You've got to get both feet together, and either both feet are in or both feet are out. But by you dragging 1 foot, you are not going to get to those goals that you're wanting to achieve, okay? Have that big vision and that big dream and go after it. And please don't apologize for having those big dreams or having that drive to accomplish those things that you're wanting to accomplish for you and for your family, for your health, so that you can be the best version of yourself. Don't apologize for that. Jump in with both feet and see what actually happens when you decide to go all in. Because until you make that decision to go all in, both feet are in, you're not going to see the potential that this business has for you. So I want to encourage you, jump in, both feet, because 1 foot in and 1 foot out is not going to get us to that 6-figure income. Tip number 3, Posting only about the products or only about this company is not going to get us to six-figure incomes. And I say that because if we are only posting about MM100, or we're only posting about Shakeology, or we're only posting about whatever it is, guys, your followers and even yourself, you're going to start to tune yourself out. And you're going to start to second guess everything it is that you're sharing or that you're posting. And that goes into the total opposite too, that if I'm never sharing about this opportunity, if I'm never sharing about the coaching opportunity, then, how can I earn an income from home? The people don't know. They don't know unless we share about it, okay? People don't know that this business works, okay? They have no clue how it works. They don't know. I had no clue. So we can't make our post only about Beachbody, but we also have to be willing to share about it as well. And I'm talking about the business opportunity. I'm talking about what this business has done for you, okay? Celebrate anything. Celebrate everything. When you hit Success Club and we're getting those Success Club gifts, it's like, share those. If you're earning the, up the elite ladder with the little blocks, I've not even shared about that, and I need to, share about the little things. What did that $200 check pay for? Did it pay for your car payment? Take a picture of it. Take a picture of you in your car and just share about that. Or did it pay for your groceries this month? And, take a picture of your groceries in your truck, in your trunk somehow. Make it cute and bright and airy and exciting. And make that about what this paycheck, this weekly paycheck, has done for you. What could an extra $500 a month do for those people, for your followers, for the people that are watching you? Like $500 a month, guys, that can change some people's lives. That can get some people out of debt quicker. And so I never want to discourage you to, always share the little things, the big things. Are you rank advancing? Are you halfway to diamond? Are you growing a team? Did you sign up a new team member this week and you're just so excited about it? Whatever it is, it deserves to be celebrated in stories, in posts, however it is, but make sure that you are celebrating everything, because people are going to see that as well. Tip number 4, and this is a big one too. It's not going to get us to six figures by not having a belief in yourself. And that's like, this call is for me as much as it is for anyone right now, in all honesty. You have to 100% believe that success is possible for you. And guys, if you do not have 100% belief in yourself, then you are not going to achieve those goals you're wanting to achieve. Okay? You can draw a line in the sand, like I said, that, whatever it is that your past is, maybe you grew up in a house that was, low income, or, something that you don't want for your family and you don't want to have to be repeated. There comes a point where you can draw a line in the sand and you can say that the past isn't going to define my future. And the only person that's in charge of me, myself, and my future is myself. No one else can do this business for me. No one else can show up when I come home exhausted. No one else can do it. I have to choose that. I have to consistently, keyword consistently, which I have been struggling in, over time, sharing and building that belief and putting yourself out there. Okay? Because if we don't even put ourselves out there, how are we going to grow that six-figure income? Think about a business in town. Think about a brick and mortar business. If they didn't advertise themselves, if they didn't share about what they do and how they can help people, if they don't ask clients to give them references and, have good customer service and say, you should recommend us to anyone. And if they don't have that, then how are they going to survive without advertising, without putting themselves out there into our town, into, the world? It's not. They're going to close their doors quicker than what it took to open them. And it's the same thing with us in our business. You've got to be willing to consistently show up, consistently put yourself out there, but most importantly, have a belief that when you do those things consistently, you are going to find success. And don't have fear of that success, because that's me. You've got to have belief that it's possible and that we have the tools and everything that we need to make sure that it does become true. Tip number 5 that will not get us there is having a team of only discount coaches. And, I want to start this out by saying that I did build myself to diamond by discount coaches. And there is no shame in that whatsoever. I always offer the discount to people. But I knew that that was a short-term goal. I was told, get to emerald, that's your first goal. Now let's get to diamond. I knew that was a short-term goal for my long-term success that I was wanting to see. So I did whatever it took to get there quickly, and that was signing up a lot of discount coaches because, I was new in the game. There wasn't a whole lot of business builders that I had, maybe one business builder at that point when I hit diamond. But you've got to, once you hit those ranks, you've got to then start, building a skeleton around it, building some buffer, because we're not going to build a 6-figure income off of teams that are not growing, if that makes sense. You want to start finding those business builders, and, how can you do that? Well, we run sneak peeks, and that was one thing that Jenna and I think Nicolette praises us on so well at the beginning of the first month of coaching. We ran a sneak peek. Y'all, I don't think I probably had anybody on. Probably more times than not, as I was a new coach, when I was doing the hour-long webinars, just one night a month, probably more times than not, I had no one on with me. But you know what? I still did the webinar, and it wasn't recorded, but I was there practicing in front of the camera like I'm doing now, because I promise, like, me talking in those webinars to no one helps me right now talking in front of you all like this. So you've got to run those sneak peeks. You've got to step out of your comfort zone. Ask for help from Jenna and I, and we will help you. We will send you scripts, everything that you need. Get on the phone. If you know these people well, or even if you don't, which is scary to me, even myself, like, ask for their phone numbers. See if you can, FaceTime them or call them sometime if they're busy working. Like, ask them, what's the time that I can, we can work together with your schedule and hop on the phone together and chat about some of the questions that you have. Don't be afraid to do that. But most importantly, don't be afraid to talk about the business opportunity, because if we're not talking about the business opportunity, we're not going to find business builders. And by not finding business builders, we're not going to grow that 6-figure income. So, guys, we have the potential to create a lifetime of freedom with this business, which I would have never thought possible, would never be possible with teaching. Whatever that freedom might be to you. Maybe I know what my freedom is might not be Corey's freedom, or it might not be Lakin's freedom or Jenna's freedom. You've got to find, what does freedom look like for you, and really dig into that and see, am I willing to do whatever it takes to create that lifetime of freedom? And at the end of the day, it's up to nobody but me. Nobody but me has the choice to show up and create this lifestyle, to create, the freedom that I'm going after. So now I want to dig into some tips that will help us get to that 6-figure income. So we've been chatting about some of the things that will not, and this is going to get us there. So step number 1, we can't build a downline if we don't first have the base level. And what I mean by that is belief in what we do, belief in ourselves, like we've been talking about, and belief in our company and in our products. We're not going to build a team and keep getting clients unless we have belief in those things. And how can I do that? Maybe you're starting and you're like, Javen, I've been coaching for a while, but like, I'm ready to start fresh. I'm ready to start clean and recommit and go all in and push these last 4 months of the year. So what can I do? I want you to first, our job's amazing like this. recommit to a program, okay? And I don't care if it's Morning Meltdown 100. I really don't. You need to find a program that you love and you can stick to and you can share about. If you choose to say, I'm only doing Morning Meltdown because the whole company's doing it and that's what I should do, and I'm going to tell you that you're wrong, because that's not true. You need to do something that you can commit to, you love showing up to. Maybe it's Lift 4. And for example, that is not my soulmate program. Like, I did not like Lift 4. So I'm not going to recommit to that right here at the end of the year to get results and to push my business. I'm going to find the program that I can commit to and show up to. And a nutrition program, okay? 2B mindset is not my jam, but maybe it's Amanda's jam, and like, that is totally cool. But you've got to find a nutrition program that you can commit to, that you can go all in with, and that you can be happy with doing it. And commit to that program and that nutrition plan from start to finish. Maybe vegan chocolate Shakeology is not your jam, but maybe vegan tropical strawberry is like your favorite. Totally cool. Share about that. Share about, that vegan pumpkin spice that you're obsessed with and the different recipes that you can make. Share about those things, okay? Go all in. And I want to encourage you, and I know you've heard it before, but you've got to understand the products that we represent and that we use every single day, okay? Why is our Energize the best on the market? Why does it give you the energy that it needs? What ingredients does it have? What about Recover? Why does Recover help, build lean, strong muscle? What's in it that helps do that? Are you able to talk about it? Are you able to have those conversations with potential people and talk about why these products are going to work the best for them? Educate yourself, guys, and be a product of the product, because we are not going to build a six-figure income unless we have that baseline, which the baseline is first, we show up for ourselves and we are a product of the product. We work on becoming the best version of ourselves. Number 2, we've got to get organized. So tip number 2, get organized. And I'm preaching to myself, like preaching to the choir, y'all. It's not just when I have time. That's not getting us to a six-figure income, or when I feel like it, or maybe, I do have an open hour here in my day. So, I am going to work the business here on this Tuesday because, I don't have anything to do tonight. Guys, you've got to get organized. Get a planner. I don't care if it's a Google planner. I don't care if it's the Rise Up planner. I don't care if you print out a picture and you draw it yourself. Whatever it is, you've got to get a planner, get organized, and block out the time of your day, okay? We're all busy, guys. We're all busy. I know you mamas, like, praise, okay? I know you're busy. But if you want this business to actually work, you've got to plan out your day from start to finish. And you've got to be disciplined when you put those things on your calendar, when you put those things on your to-do list, okay? You've got to be disciplined to make it happen. And maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you're like, well, what should I do? What should I do first to get organized? I'm recommitting. What do I need to do? I'm going to encourage you to go to that business activity tracker and do it every single day that you show up to work your business. And be guarded. Be guarded about that, that business activity tracker, whatever tracker it is that you want to use. Be guarded about it. And, when I sit down to work my business for that hour a day, I'm going to make sure those things that are moving my business forward are checked off every single day. And if they're not, then I'm not sitting down to watch Netflix at night or, to put my feet up on the couch and relax. No, I'm going to make sure that all those things are checked off before I do that. You've got to be disciplined, okay? Let's think about this last sentence that I put is for my memory. Let's think about, like, maybe you're a mom and I don't know, you were wanting to go to the park. Your friend called you and was like, hey, do you want to go to the park to have a play date? And you've already you've already scheduled, like, this is my work time for the day, like, I'm going to sit down to work. But on Friday, like, I have some free time and, we could go to the park then. Or what you're about to say yes to, are you going to go to the park? Like, is that in line with my priorities? And guys, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that we don't need to do those things. You are your own business person. Like, you get to make those decisions. But in the meantime, is what you're saying yes to, whatever it is, to going to get a pedicure, to whatever it is that thing might be for you, is what you're saying yes to take away that work time in line with the priorities, that vision, those goals that we were talking about at the beginning of this. And if it doesn't say yes, then for right now in this season of hustle and grind and grit, I'm going to say no to those things. And I'm going to say, maybe would Friday work best? Because I have some free time at this time. And, if it doesn't, that would be my mom. Does that say yes to my priorities is what I was getting at. It's going to take a lot of no's and maybe some turning down some things. If those 6-figure goals, 7-figure goals, whatever goal that you're wanting to achieve is going to happen, we're going to have to say no to some things. And I hope that's not like too tough love, but number 3. Oh, this is one I never thought would happen. Becoming a morning person. This is a tip that is going to help you get those goals, whatever those goals are. And it's really short and sweet, guys. My mom is sitting right here. Was I ever a morning person?
No.
Ever did I think I would be getting up at 4:30 in the morning to, do some personal development, devotionals, and get my workout in before I go into work. But it's become a discipline. It's become something that I know happens every single day on a work day. I get up at 4:30. It's just what happens. And what gets me out of bed each morning is the fact that I want a different life. I have visions and I have goals, and that's what gets me out of bed. It's not for the fact that I just love mornings and I'm a morning person, quote unquote. It's not that. But do you want to get that business activity tracker done first thing in the morning before your kids wake up? So, you are a stay-at-home mom, so the whole rest of the day I get to be a present stay-at-home mom with my kid, or I get to finish whatever it is during that time. Is that what you want? Do you want to finish those things so the rest of the day you don't have to stress about them and figure out, well, when am I going to fit in these 15 minutes of inviting? Or do you want to sit down and get it done in the quiet, in the stillness before the rest of your hectic day comes? Because, guys, another podcast I was listening to was talking about, like, when it comes to, like, working out in the morning, why people are so more consistent with working out or, working in the morning is because think about how many decisions you have made first thing when you get up in the morning. I mean, there's not a lot of decision making, right? So your brain is awake, it's alert, and it's ready to do those things. When you get home after a long day from work, or it's 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, how many decisions have you made by that point? And I dare to say hundreds of decisions that you have made. So your brain is so much more likely to talk you out of not showing up to your business, to talk you out of not showing up to do that workout because you're tired. Those excuses you're going to let win because, you've made so many decisions and you're tired by that point. And those excuses start to take over. So, discipline. Do you have it? Do you want that different life? Then maybe to get that 6-figure income, we're going to have to become a morning person. Tip number 4. This is a big one too that I'm preaching to the choir, is tracking. Okay? And I'm talking about tracking as in a little different way, as in, do you reflect on how you're doing? As a business owner, do you reflect on the month prior and see how did the month go? Okay? So maybe we're going through conversations and, we've looked at our week, our work week, from conversations, follow-ups, invites, new conversations, whatever it is, do you reflect on those? Maybe I gave them too much information. That's why they cricketed me. How were my posts? Did I not have a lot of posts or engagements on these posts because maybe I didn't give them a clear call to action on what to actually do? Where can I grow? In reflecting, where can I grow and continue to improve? Because that's what this business is, guys, is failing forward. Did I get results from the action that I took each day? Because if I am doing everything on that business activity tracker consistently over time, I should start seeing results. Okay? So did I see actions? Is there training that I could go watch and help with conversations, with content, whatever it is that I'm struggling with? Guys, that business activity tracker, activity is not accomplishments. And I want you to think about, what I'm about to say here. Results are. So activity is not accomplishments. Results are. Guys, we don't get paid to do things. We don't get paid hourly, right? Okay? We don't get paid to do the things. You get paid to get results in your business. So I want you to guard your calendar and put those things on the calendar when you're tracking and when you're planning, and only put things on your calendar that matter, that are actually going to get results, because that's what we get paid for. That's how we're going to earn that 6-figure income. It's not because I sat down at my computer and I worked for 10 hours today. I'm not getting paid for 10 hours of work, right? I'm getting paid for the results. So let's track our business. And most importantly, let's reflect. Let's reflect and let's see what's working and what isn't working. So I'm going to leave us with 2 more slides. Guys, there's no training. There's no magic fairy dust system that I can sprinkle that you can invest in. So whatever it is, the system that is going to be that fairy dust, it comes back to us. It's on us. It's the discipline, keyword discipline, of showing up and practicing the behavior that's going to get you to where you want to be. It's the consistency. It's the discipline. It's the action. Those are the things that are going to get us where we want to be. That foundation of being a product of the product, the action of actually showing up to your business and doing the things that are moving your business forward, and have discipline to show up when maybe you're tired, when maybe, it's been a hard day. Have discipline to show up, because I want that 6-figure, that multiple 6-figure, that 7-figure income. So I'm going to have those foundations. I'm going to have the action and the discipline. And when those things are done consistently, that's when growth is really going to start to happen. So I want to leave you with this. I'm going to ask you, can you commit these last 4 months of the year to do the behaviors that are going to actually build you momentum? Because guys, this last quarter of the year, guess what that's going to build momentum for? 2020, right? So how we end the year is how we're going to start 2020, okay? What's going to give you the compound effect? What's going to build those levels in your business and build that income for you, okay? That slight edge, how are you going to get ahead of the game? How are you going to get ahead of, other people? What slight adjustment are you going to make to continue to move your business forward? And be disciplined enough to stick to it when, the road gets a little rocky, when life gets hard, when life is tiring, okay? Be disciplined enough to show up to your business, because it has the potential to absolutely rock you and your family's world. And guys, if I can promise you one thing, it's if you do these things that you will start to see the momentum change in your business. And I mean all of these things, all of the tips, not 1, not 2. You've got to be disciplined enough to do all of them and do them every day. And when you do them every day over time consistently, that's when we're all going to have that 6-figure business. That's what I have. Are there any questions? I'm going to go through the chat a little bit. Was this helpful? Did y'all like this? I see Dakota's thumbs up. Any questions about anything? It doesn't have to be about the call.
I really liked what you said, Javen. I think you kind of reiterated, if anybody was on the call on Monday with Ashley Fell Dyson, you know, she really honed in on, that call was amazing. By the way, if you missed it, I really encourage you to watch the recording because it actually like gave me some like drive this week. But I think, you know, if you're frustrated with your business, if you're feeling like stuck, if you're feeling like you're not going anywhere, if you're kind of losing your passion, she said, and I agree 100%, it all comes down to following your health and fitness program and working on yourself. Like focus on your fitness, focus on your nutrition, do the ultimate reset, like change something up and do something new. Like even if it's just starting with a 3-day refresh, maybe you're just like, okay, I'm just fed up. I need to do something new. I'm going to invite everybody to do the 3-day refresh with me and just put myself out there and try something new. Maybe you've never done it before. And so I think that's just crucial in our business. And that's why I love coaching so freaking much, because it's like our business doesn't succeed unless we are succeeding in our health and fitness. And it kind of just makes us look better and feel better and be our best self in order to grow our business. So that's something that if you can always fall back on, if you're frustrated, you can always, and like Javen said, if you don't want to do MM100, don't do MM100. If you want to go do, what is that program? The booty program with that, the guy with the accent, Brazilian butt lift. If you want to go do that program and like talk about butts for the next, 6 weeks of the program, however long it is, that would be really fun, right? And I think you would probably attract a lot of people to that, maybe some guys. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, change it up. I'm just saying, just focus on yourself and really hone in on what's happening. You are not a good coach. You know what I mean? Like anybody can do this. And so if something doesn't go right, or if you miss Success Club, or if you're like, I just can't get anybody to join me, it doesn't mean you're a bad coach. It just means that you need to figure out what you're not doing, what you need to tweak, how you need to change things up. And maybe you need to start sharing a little bit more genuinely on your social media, maybe try a new program. So I just wanted to reiterate that because I just think that's so crucial to think about the next, your entire career as a Beachbody coach, which, I'm planning on being here until I'm in my grave. So I don't know about you guys. Anyways, I just wanted to reiterate that.
Hope this was helpful. It was just, I don't know, I needed it. And I feel like every time that I do the call, I'm always like, y'all, this is for me. You all just get to listen. So thanks for listening to me preach to myself.
Javen, maybe what are some podcast recommendations that you're listening to right now?
Yeah. So my top favorites right now, I'll pull them up so y'all can see, but Empower Her. That is Keisha Fitzgerald. Mm-hmm. She actually spoke at Ben and I when we went to, house renovation. When we went to New Leadership Conference in LA in February, she was one of the speakers. It's called Empower Her. I love the Gold Digger podcast. That is with Jenna Kutcher. So she has some good ones. Women Inspiring Women. That's with Melanie Mitro. That's another awesome one. Tony Robbins. podcast is great. The Rise podcast with Rachel Hollis is great as well. There's one called the Influencer podcast. It looks like that. The Influencer. And then Build Your Tribe. That's with Chalene Johnson and her son. It's called Build Your Tribe. That's another one. Those are some of the ones that I follow. Or I subscribe to, whatever you call it. But podcast is like huge right now. So, I mean, there are so many options. I just want to encourage you to, like, you know, find the one that you vibe with. Like Keisha, her energy is just contagious. And so if you started with one, I would start with Empower Her. It's a good one with Keisha. Yeah, it's just on the podcast app on my phone. Totally free. I listen to and from work. And I can usually get in at least one episode a day to two. You know, so that's why I have so many that I listen to. So depending on how long your commute is, or maybe just a commute to town or to get groceries, or, you know, Keisha talks about in the podcast that, you know, if you're listening to this while you're going through Trader Joe's, so maybe you get to go to the grocery store by yourself, plug in your headphones and listen to a podcast. So just find ways to get in that personal development, because I know, you know, when I do go back to teaching, there are some things that, you know, time crunch and things like that. So by doing a lot of my personal development in the car ride, that helps a lot.
I know there's a few people on here that work full-time. Who in here works and has a job, right? I think a lot of us do. Javen, what are you doing right now since you started teaching? Are you doing your power hour first thing in the morning? Or are you doing it when you get home? I'm kind of curious too, because I have a lot of people on my team that work full-time still.
Yeah. I mean, it depends, because I'm renovating a house as well. So like my afternoons or and nights, I'm here until 10 or 10:30 every single night. So it's a lot of power pockets right now. It's not a sit down hour. When I get up in the morning, that's personal development, that's devotionals, that's empty inbox, workout. And then throughout the day, I find, like, I talked about it in one call when I was that team on the move person, but I actually have it right here.
Oh yeah.
I thought I did. How I blocked it off, I don't have it right now. But so let's say like the first 15 minutes are 5 minutes on expanding your network. So that's Facebook, Instagram. And then another 5 minutes, I'm starting new conversations. So that's happy birthdays, that's, you know, new followers, anything like that to build relationships. And then maybe the last 5 minutes, I'm crafting up my post for the day. So that's a 15-minute power pocket right there. 15 minutes I can do, you know, during my planning period, if my stuff is planned out, whatever that looks like. And then the next 15-minute power block is straight inviting. So that's inviting from stories, that's inviting from posts, that's inviting from Facebook and Instagram. That's a 15-minute power pocket right there. Maybe the next 15-minute power pocket, I'm spending 10 minutes on follow-ups or 5 minutes on follow-ups, whatever it is for you. And then, you know, whatever it is else in your business that you need to get done. That's checking your Coach Online office. That's, you know, checking into your challenge group. Maybe that's the 5 minutes. You know, I'm going to check in and post my sweaty selfie and, you know, post in a challenge group. Things like that. So it's a lot broken up right now with working full time and renovating a house. So
yeah, well, that's good.
It's about finding, you know, what works for you, of course, but what can you stack together that you can get done? You know, maybe moving inviting to the front, because, you know, inviting follow-ups, things like that, that's what we need to do to move our business forward. So maybe that's the first 15-minute power pocket, and then you reward yourself the next 15-minute power pocket by 15 minutes of things that really, you know, you love doing. So maybe that's the planning your post for the day and checking in with the challenge group. I'm rewarding myself the next 15 minutes because I did the hard things and the things that are moving my business forward. So find a flow, look at that business activity tracker, group them together in 4 groups of 15. That's what I told people, find four groups of 15 minutes, and I promise you we all have it. How much time have we scrolled Instagram stories today? Have we got our invites out? I don't know. Have we? So, it just comes down to that discipline and that, are you willing to do whatever it takes to get to that goal that you want?
Well, I know half of you are on East Coast and it's really late there. So let's do a boomerang. Such a good call, Javen. I love that.
Thank you. I love y'all.
Okay, are you guys ready? Make sure if you have your phone, get your phone out and actually take the boomerang. If you do, post it in your stories. Talk about the coaching opportunity. And document. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Yay. All right, you guys. Thanks for being on tonight, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.